One lung bean disease, or HLB, is a phloem-limited bacteria that originates in Asia, around the Punjabi region. It causes the fruit to become bitter and shriveled and slightly green on one side and maybe the regular color on the other. The leaves of the tree become yellow and mottled. There is no cure for the disease. Eventually the tree will die within 5 to 8 years. The disease is transferred through a couple of ways. One of those ways is the Asian citrus psyllid, an insect vector. It can fly from an infected tree after it is fed to an uninfected tree, and once it's feeding on the uninfected tree, it transmits the disease. The second way that the disease is transferred is through grafting of infected budwood onto a tree that is uninfected. In California, we have a thriving citrus industry. It is a $3 billion industry that supports 12,000 jobs. In Florida, HLB has already cost them thousands of jobs and billions of dollars due to this disease in their citrus industry. So we'd like to protect our citrus industry from this terrible disease that can affect all of these jobs and all of these people. We depend on research to find new solutions to control the Asian citrus psyllid and other ways that the disease spreads. Part of that is finding strains of citrus that are resistant to HLB, or perhaps finding a psyllid that can no longer harbor the disease, or a cure for the disease. A big part of that is student researchers. Student researchers such as those at Cal Poly bring to light new technologies and new ideas that other researchers can then take and build on. And people like us at CDFA can implement in our practices for rearing, cage collection methodologies that improve our efficiency at releasing beneficial insects that help control the Asian citrus psyllid, and other avenues of HLB management.
So the big question is, why does citrus matter to me? And for me, being a California native, Southern California native at that, most of this land was citrus prior to this development. And citrus has played a huge role in California's agricultural community, and its current state is in high distress. And I think it's important to get public attention to that, because citrus does play such a huge role.
So citrus is important to me, one, for the historical preservation and what the cities in this area were built on, the people grew up in, but most importantly, because I've worked with citrus farmers for so long, it's you won't find a harder working person, a more dedicated person to their job. It's their livelihood. They raise their families on it. They have a bad year, they have to take the cuts and the losses. They have a good year and they benefit from it. But it's a gamble every year on farming. They're very dedicated to their land and their businesses. I couldn't think of a harder working person than a farmer.
You know, I was actually pretty surprised to hear about this disease and that it was so prevalent in California. I had no idea. Citrus is such an important product, from skincare to food to drinks, and I've already seen a big price effect coming from the drought, and I could only imagine the effect that can happen from this.
In California, 70% of households have a citrus tree, and we have a thriving industry. We would like to help protect that industry and our citrus throughout California by preventing the spread of HLB and the spread of the psyllid as well. Some of the ways you can help prevent the spread of the insect is by checking your trees and treating them if you find the insect on there. Also inspect your trees for the disease itself. If you feel that the citrus is becoming bitter or that you notice a distinct mottling pattern, contact CDFA and we'll come out and inspect your trees. And be open to agriculture inspectors coming in and checking for pests on your trees. Also, buy citrus trees from reputable nurseries, and also do not use infected grafting material into your trees. Try to buy grafting material from registered budwood at reputable nurseries from the USDA.